When a permanent resident or a visitor seeks to enter the United States, the person is screened at the port of entry for what is called admissibility or inadmissibility. Persons who are deemed to be inadmissible are prevented from entering the country, and those who are deemed to be admissible and have the proper documentation to enter the United States are permitted entry into the country. I will focus in this video on one category of inadmissibility, one area of the law that creates issues and the need for caution, and that has to do with an immigration benefit that is called a provisional waiver. A provisional waiver usually is a process that allows persons who are unlawfully present in the United States to be able to get a waiver of the penalty that is normally applied to persons who are unlawfully present in the United States. Unlawful presence in the United States results in one of several grounds for inadmissibility, which means that a person unlawfully present in the United States who leaves the country and seeks to re-enter would be prevented from entering because of one of several grounds of inadmissibility. So, a person who is unlawfully present in the United States may have a U.S. citizen or permanent resident spouse or immediate relative who files an immigration petition for that person to receive immigration benefits, or an immigration benefit such as lawful permanent residence. A person who enters without inspection and is unlawfully present in the United States is not able to adjust his or her status here in the United States. Enters the waiver or the provisional waiver. The provisional waiver allows such a person to file an application with the government here in the United States while still being present here in the country to waive the grounds of inadmissibility. So you are leaving the United States with the assurance or a great level of assurance that you would not be prevented from re-entering the country, and the processing of your petition for a residency visa would not be denied or terminated because of that inadmissibility problem that you have. And that is the benefit of the provisional waiver. But let's understand the kicker, and let's understand that the problems that you need to be aware of if you're not going to find yourself stranded overseas and prevented from returning. First thing, the provisional waiver only applies to persons who are unlawfully present in the United States and do not have any other grounds for inadmissibility applicable to them. Here is another problem, or something else that you need to be careful with. There are instances where a person who is unlawfully present in the United States may have an existing order of removal or a prior order of removal. The order may not have been acted upon by the government. As a result, you are still present in the United States. And then you have an approved petition by an immediate relative. If you have a prior order of removal, the provisional waiver will not work for you. And if you obtain that provisional waiver and leave the country, and that prior order of removal is detected or become known at the consulate that you do the interview for the visa, your provisional waiver will be of no use because that prior order will serve as a basis to prevent you from re-entering the country. It will operate as one of the grounds of inadmissibility. If there is a pending immigration case, even though you have that provisional waiver, if you leave the country while that case is pending, your departure will be deemed a voluntary departure. It will be deemed as if you have self-deported, and that voluntary removal from the country will operate as a bar to your re-entry to the country. When you go to the consulate with the provisional waiver, it will not help, and you will find yourself stranded outside of the United States, unable to return. There are also instances where you might have been in immigration proceedings and the proceedings might be administratively closed. An administratively closed proceeding is not one that has terminated or one that has been dismissed. It is administratively closed, which means that it could be reopened. What you must do if you obtain a provisional waiver before leaving the country is reopen that case and have the government dismiss the case or terminate the case. The case must be dismissed or terminated before you leave.